Imagine suddenly feeling a crushing pain in your chest and realizing you're all alone with no one to call for help. Would you know what to do in those next crucial minutes? Could your actions truly mean the difference between life and death? The answer is yes. Acting quickly and wisely can give you the best chance of surviving a heart attack when no one else is around. Stay until the end. What you'll learn might change your life. If this information could help you or someone you love, hit subscribe, give the video a like, and share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Recognize the warning signs before it's too late. Picture this. It's a calm evening. You're enjoying a favorite TV show or maybe doing a crossword puzzle in your favorite chair, when suddenly you sense an odd discomfort. It's not just any ache. It feels like pressure in your chest, maybe radiating to your arm or jaw. You dismiss it at first, blaming the heavy dinner or the stress of the day. This reaction is incredibly common, especially among those who don't want to make a fuss or disrupt their routine. But heart attacks rarely offer second chances. In fact, many people who've survived look back and realize the earliest signals were mistaken for heartburn, fatigue, or a pulled muscle. Sally, a retired teacher, once ignored mild pain because she thought it was indigestion from her afternoon tea and biscuits. Only later did she recognize the pain spreading to her back and a feeling of unexplained weakness. She was alone, but because her neighbor had survived a heart attack and shared her story, Sally knew not to brush it off. She remembered that cold sweats, nausea, shortness of breath, and a sense of impending doom can all be signs that something isn't right. Every minute she hesitated could have cost her dearly. Many older people believe heart attacks must involve severe, crushing chest pain, but sometimes symptoms can be far subtler, especially in women. Sudden dizziness, breaking out in a cold sweat, or simply feeling more tired than usual could be the body's way of sending warning signals. If you have existing conditions such as diabetes or high blood pressure, those signs might be even less obvious. Some feel a sudden sense of anxiety, akin to a panic attack, while others describe pressure that feels more like a squeezing or tightness than sharp pain. No two people experience heart attacks in precisely the same way, which is why it's so essential to pay attention to anything out of the ordinary. Now, imagine if you didn't know these warning signs. Would you wait, hoping the feeling would pass, or take action immediately? Time lost is heart muscle lost, and delaying even by a few minutes reduces the odds of a good outcome. The key is to respect your instincts and recognize symptoms as potential red flags instead of trying to convince yourself it's nothing. Don't ignore that nagging sense that something is wrong. You are not inconveniencing anyone by prioritizing your health. Can you recall a time when you shrugged off a strange sensation, only to realize later it was something serious? Knowing what to look for could save precious moments. What would you do if subtle symptoms started right now? Call emergency services without delay. Time is your greatest asset and fiercest enemy when a heart attack begins, especially if you're on your own. Imagine for a moment you're in your kitchen, pouring a cup of morning coffee, when a sudden wave of dizziness hits, followed by tightness across your chest. You pause, set the cup down, and wonder if you should wait to see if it eases up. Perhaps you even hesitate, not wanting to be a bother or worrying about causing a fuss over what could just be a fleeting spell of discomfort. But here's a story that's all too real. Frank, a widower living alone, once felt a strange shortness of breath and a heaviness in his left arm. He thought he was just overtired from a restless night. Instead of picking up the phone, he tried distracting himself with small chores. Minutes ticked by, precious minutes. When he finally realized it wasn't passing, he called for help, but the delay meant a longer recovery and more time in the hospital. The difference between a close call and a crisis can come down to how quickly you reach out for professional help. Modern emergency services are trained to respond to heart attacks fast and can begin life-saving interventions on the way to the hospital. Remember, even if your symptoms seem mild or ambiguous, letting a trained operator know what you're experiencing is never a waste of their time. No one will ever judge you for calling if you're unsure. Emergency responders often say they'd rather arrive to find someone safe than too late. For those with hearing or speech difficulties, several regions offer text services or medical alert devices tailored to seniors. Post that number near your phone or save it in your contacts for easy access. If you live alone or have limited mobility, consider a wearable medical alert system. These can connect you to help at the press of a button, even if you can't speak. Sometimes, what holds people back is the fear of embarrassment or being wrong about the symptoms. But think about this. If your best friend called you for help, would you hesitate to get them aid? You deserve that same urgency for yourself. Each second you wait, your heart is deprived of oxygen, making swift action not only smart, but truly life-saving. Have you ever experienced a moment where picking up the phone seemed overwhelming, even when you knew you should? In an emergency, would you act right away, or would hesitation hold you back? Stay calm and take a seat to protect your heart when the first signs of a heart attack strike. Staying calm is more than just good advice. It can actually safeguard your heart until help arrives. Imagine the scenario. You're in your living room, pain radiating through your chest, fear tugging at your mind, your heart racing as panic sets in. Every instinct may urge you to rush around frantically or try to gather your things, but doing so could just make things worse. There's a story about Margaret, a retired librarian, who once felt a crushing chest pain while gardening alone. Confused and frightened, her first impulse was to walk back inside, fetch her purse, and make herself presentable before calling for help. But with each step, her discomfort grew, and she began feeling faint. After remembering her friend's advice from a support group, she stopped, sat down on a sturdy bench, and focused on steadying her breathing. That simple decision, to sit and rest, made all the difference while she waited for emergency responders. The heart is already under strain during a heart attack, so every extra movement increases the amount of work it has to do. By forcing yourself to sit quietly, ideally somewhere supportive and safe, you slow your pulse and reduce the likelihood of fainting or collapsing in a dangerous place. Take a moment to steady your breath. Try inhaling slowly through your nose and exhaling gently through your mouth, even as fear and panic bubble up. This calming focus can help you gain control while you wait, sending a message to your body that you're looking out for yourself. For many who live alone, the fear of passing out can be overwhelming, but finding a stable seat against a wall or near a phone can keep you in a position where you're less likely to injure yourself. It's okay to feel scared. What matters is what you do next. Keeping composure and rest in those initial minutes might not just spare your heart more damage. It could even save your life. Consider, if a friend you cared about was struggling, you would urge them to sit, stay calm, and breathe. Don't you owe yourself that same compassion in your most vulnerable moment? If panic ever tried to take over, would you be able to remind yourself to sit down and breathe? Or do you think anxiety would get the best of you? Aspirin, the unexpected lifesaver you might already have imagined the ordinary things tucked away in your kitchen cupboard or medicine drawer, bandages, ointments, maybe an old roll of antacid tablets. But did you know that a common household medication can be a genuine lifesaver during a heart attack? Aspirin, something many people have on hand for headaches or arthritis, can dramatically improve your odds if taken at the first sign of a heart attack. Picture George, a grandfather living by himself, who had read somewhere that aspirin could help the heart in emergencies. One winter night, he suddenly felt an intense pressure in his chest and remembered his doctor mentioning aspirin's power to thin the blood and help prevent clots from worsening. With trembling hands, he took a single regular strength tablet, chewed it quickly to get it into his system faster, and then waited for the ambulance after calling emergency services. By the time help arrived, George's swift thinking had bought him precious minutes and quite possibly made his recovery easier. The science behind this is clear. When a heart attack begins, a clot is blocking the blood supply to part of the heart muscle. Chewing a standard 325 milligrams aspirin tablet helps slow the clot's growth, improving your chances for survival while waiting for professional care. Unlike swallowing, chewing ensures the medication gets into your bloodstream more quickly, which is especially helpful when every moment is critical. Keep in mind, you should only take aspirin if you're not allergic, haven't been told by your doctor to avoid it, and aren't on other medications that might interact with it. It's smart to ask your healthcare provider in advance if aspirin is safe for you, and always keep a small supply in an accessible spot: nightstand, kitchen, or purse. For many seniors, this single, proactive choice can mean an easier road to recovery or even be the key to survival. Even if you're not sure it's a full-blown heart attack, erring on the side of caution can make all the difference. Do you have aspirin in your home and know where it is right now, just in case? Could a simple step like this be the one thing that tips the balance in your favor when you're faced with an emergency? Keep your phone close. Your lifeline in an emergency and moments of crisis. Having a phone within reach can make the difference between getting timely help and being left vulnerable. Consider the real-life experience of Helen, a 74-year-old widow who always kept her cell phone on her kitchen counter, sometimes forgetting to carry it around the house. One morning, while folding laundry in her bedroom, she felt a squeezing sensation in her chest, dizziness, and a wave of weakness flooding her body. Her phone was 2 rooms away, and those few steps suddenly seemed impossibly far. Helen's story is unfortunately common among older adults who are used to landlines or who may not see the need for keeping their cell phones at hand. In those first few alarming moments of a heart attack, even minor exertion, like getting up to grab a phone, can put additional strain on your heart, increasing risk of fainting, falling, or worsening your condition. If Helen had her phone beside her, she could have called emergency services immediately, minimizing precious seconds lost. Instead, she had to steady herself, gather enough composure to reach her phone, and dial for help, each agonizing moment feeling like an eternity. After she recovered, Helen made a new habit. Whether moving between rooms during the day or heading to bed at night, her phone was always within arm's reach, fully charged and ready. This sensible routine gave her and her family tremendous peace of mind. There's a lesson here for everyone, especially for those who live alone or who might not always have quick access to help. Think about habits that put your phone out of reach and consider making it part of your daily routine to keep it close, just like your reading glasses or favorite book. Emergency moments are never planned. Being prepared is an act of self-care that every person deserves. When was the last time you checked where your phone is right now? Would it be easy to call for help if you needed to? This very minute? Share your emergency plan. Don't face a crisis alone. Many people believe that emergencies are moments faced entirely alone, especially if you live by yourself or far from family. But having a support system doesn't always mean someone is physically present with you. It can also be as simple as sharing your emergency plan with neighbors, friends, or even your local community group. Take Edith, for example, a retired teacher who prided herself on her independence. She enjoyed her solitary evenings reading and working on puzzles, confident in her ability to handle whatever life threw her way. However, after a minor health scare, her daughter suggested Edith share her emergency plan with a trusted neighbor and keep a list of contacts by the phone. At first, Edith hesitated, feeling it was bothersome to involve others in her personal business. But after considering how relieved she felt knowing her neighbor would check in if her light stayed off too late, she realized this simple act wasn't just about her own safety. It gave her entire community peace of mind. Simple steps, like sending a daily good morning message to a friend or arranging a regular afternoon call, create meaningful safety nets. Some seniors even use medical alert devices with a button that contacts loved ones and local emergency responders instantly. Others keep emergency contact numbers taped to the fridge or programmed into their phone for quick access, making sure someone can help even if they can't speak in a crisis. Knowing others are just a call away transforms fear into reassurance, and being proactive can literally save a life. Do you have someone in your life who knows what to do if you ever need help? Who would you reach out to first in an emergency? And have you shared your plan with them yet? Facing a heart attack alone is a frightening thought, but knowing what to do can empower you to protect your health and possibly save your life. We've explored the essential steps: recognizing unusual symptoms, acting quickly, staying calm, using aspirin, always keeping your phone nearby, and building a circle of care by sharing your emergency plan. Each point is a thread in a safety net anchored by courage, preparedness, and self-respect. Remember, every choice you make to protect yourself shows your strength and dignity, and taking these precautions doesn't diminish your independence. It enhances it. Even when it feels like you're on your own, you're never truly alone. There are always hands willing to help and people cheering you on, sometimes closer than you think. By sharing your story and your emergency plan, you inspire others to do the same, creating a chain of care in your family, your neighborhood, and beyond. If you ever doubt your ability to handle a crisis, remember that staying informed, alert, and connected is a testament to your resilience and wisdom. If this message touched your heart or reminded you of someone you care about, comment the word wisdom below. You never know who else might need this encouragement today. Subscribe for more life-saving advice and share your own stories in the comments. Your experience could be the beacon someone else is searching for. Take care of yourself, and remember, every small act of preparation is a gift of hope for you and those you love.